Recent high school graduate Pamela Sareth is off to cosmetology school this fall. The 17-year-old says she's looking forward to following her love of nails, makeup, and hairstyling. But a few months ago, she might have been on a different path after a fight with her nephew's father.
And then for some odd reason, he was complaining about a car seat. So I got upset and he was tugging and pulling on my nephew. So I hit him.
She could have faced criminal trouble, but instead she went through restorative community conferencing, or RCC. It brought Sareth and her nephew's father together so she could admit her mistake and they could work toward a resolution.
I got frustrated. I started crying, but there's always light at the end of the tunnel. So from there on out, it's okay, this is over with. I'm glad nothing had happened worse.
Sareth is one of 84 youth accused of certain crimes who completed the RCC program to avoid or clear charges. The City Heights-based nonprofit Mid-City Can spearheaded the initiative in 2014 to counter the school-to-prison pipeline, especially for Black and Hispanic youth. It created an RCC committee of law enforcement agencies, community members, and the National Conflict Resolution Center to identify cases for referral, such as theft, assault, or vandalism.
We're bringing together the person harmed. We're bringing together the person responsible for that harm.
That's Aramik Blake. She's a facilitator at the National Conflict Resolution Center. She says both sides must agree to the process before it can begin. And they meet with facilitators ahead of time so the victim feels supported and the offender can identify why they broke the law in the first place.
We'll bring in a supporter who potentially is in the field that they want to work in, who maybe can get them back on track. If it's a counselor or mental health, whatever is needed, we assess the situation, and that's who comes into that space.
After the facilitated meetings, the victims help craft an action plan for the youth. Blake describes her work with one program participant whose action plan focused on a passion for music at the victim's suggestion.
I have a cousin who owns a record label and was able to bring him to that. He recorded a song, we literally have a song together, and that was part of his action plan.
Organizers say the program has been successful, and those who complete it are less often rearrested. But that's based on a limited number of participants. And restorative community conferencing doesn't work for everyone. Some youth don't accept responsibility, or the victim may prefer charges go forward. Right now, the program only applies to certain zip codes in City Heights, Barrio Logan, southeastern San Diego, Lemon Grove, and Spring Valley. But at a recent committee meeting, Lisa Weinrab from the district attorney's office said it could be beneficial for the rest of the county, too.
When I look at my cases now, I'm like, why can't we send this to restorative justice? Oh, wait a minute, is it in the zip code? Yeah. And a lot of them are not in the zip code, and there are many parts of this county that absolutely need this opportunity.
The committee agreed to explore which communities would be interested and to identify funding opportunities. A grant from the California Endowment supports the current program. District Attorney Summer Steffen wrote a letter supporting expansion. For 17-year-old Sareth, she says the restorative community conferencing left a lasting impact.
I would take out my anger on everybody like I used to, but now I just I don't bottle it up, but I talk it out instead of just yelling and saying all types of stuff that I don't mean.
Part of her action plan was to be a peer mentor for other youth going through the community conferencing process. She has since participated in other restorative justice opportunities, including a recent group discussion where youth and law enforcement were asked if they believe police brutality exists.
Yes, I believe it exists, only because we don't know how to communicate with one another.
Sareth begins school next month. Tarryn Mento, KPBS News.